Hello, everybody. It is Thursday, August 13th. It's 813 day for us in Tampa if you celebrate. Um, we are talking to our guys today. It's a serious conversation. The absolute must draft players for all of us here at Fantasy Now Plus. And Josh and Justin are here to tell you who we must draft. So let's get the show started.
You're watching Fantasy Now Plus.
What's your area code?
Mine?
Yeah.
We have a lot up here. My OG area code was 317.
Did you guys celebrate March 17th?
They do, yeah. In fact, March 17th is more than just St. Patrick's Day. So right, like up here, we have 224. We have 312. That's the big one because that's a beer. That's the downtown Chicago one. I think there's like 847. Like there's all sorts of.
I thought it was the dumbest thing ever when I popped in my car this morning and dropped the kids off at school. And it's like, happy 813 day, Tampa. Cool. My area code is 813. Anyway, we're talking about guys that we love, guys that we're drafting, guys that we just can't get rid of, guys that every single time we do a mock or a real draft, we just click draft on that person's name and we're just not going to stop. So Justin and I came up together and we have two guys that we're going to talk about that we think that you should hit the click button every single time. And we also have the entire staff's guys as well. So we'll be going through that sporadically through the show. It's going to be a quick one, guys, because you've heard my spiel on my guys. Like you have. But Justin's been so indifferent and wishy-washy and yo-yo-y. I'm really curious to see who your guys are. I am. I'm curious to see who your guys are.
Okay. You want me to go first?
But I didn't write them down. Well, what's the definition of a my guy to you, to our show?
So to me, my guy is the guy that you are going out and drafting, like regardless. Like you'll take him at the ADP. You're not worried that he's going to you'll take him before the ADP. Because I know one of your guys is taken definitely way before the ADP. But you're gonna draft him. You have no fears on him. He's going to do well because he's your guy. You have zero fears of drafting these players this year, even though there might be some worry from others.
Exactly. But it's okay though, because if we all played fantasy football the same way, then we'd all do the same thing. We'd all have the same results and nothing would be different. So it's good to stand on your 2 feet, speak with your chest and tell people this is my guy. And I don't care what you or what anyone has to say because I truly believe in him.
If Josh played fantasy football like me, he'd win more championships, but it just doesn't happen. So, we have to have different opinions. There's got to be a good opinion and the bad opinions.
Or the different opinions. I'm here not to blast anybody today. I'm being super professional. I'm wearing my, I don't know what kind, Joseph A. Bank shirt today. I'm feeling professional. So let's get into it, Justin. Who is your first guy that you're drafting this year?
The first guy is going to be Justin, are you being serious guy? Because this is actually the first time I've ever made him my guy. It's the first time I will back him publicly on this show. I used to back him publicly when you talked bad about him before I joined the show. Jonathan Taylor this year. I'm drafting Jonathan Taylor this year, and I'm not worried about him. I'm not worried about the offense. This is probably one of the more solidified offenses. Wide receiver position's a little iffy, obviously, but Jonathan Taylor was killing it last year. Absolutely killing it. Daniel Jones goes down. Jonathan Taylor stops killing it because that was the offense. It was hand the ball off to Jonathan Taylor. There was no other guy. We had a quarterback that could sling it 15 yards. He was coming off of 4 years of retirement. So Indianapolis should be able to get going again with Daniel Jones being fully healthy. Assuming he stays fully healthy, Jonathan Taylor is going to be an absolute go-get this year. We're forgetting that after week 8, week 9, week 10, we were looking at a player, a running back that was on track to break LaDainian Tomlinson's record for the most touchdowns in a single season. He was going 3 touchdowns like almost every other game. Every time he scored a touchdown, the Colts won a game. It was an incredible streak at the very beginning. That fell off. He still finishes RB4 on the season. That's just how hot he was at the start of the season. I'm not worried about him this year. I think he's fully healthy. He's coming off of a contract extension. He's not. Everything should be good for Jonathan Taylor this year, and I'm not worried about him. I'd draft him in the first round if I have the opportunity, especially in that later half of the first round.
It's pretty bold. I'm not going to hate on Jonathan Taylor on this show. I think that's a really, really good my guy. And I think this is the last year you get to actually say that he's your guy, because this might be his last relevant year in football, fantasy football there is. Exactly. So unfortunately, like, I'm with you. I like Jonathan Taylor. I don't think I want him at his price with the other running backs around him. I don't think I want that, but I'm not against it either. So quick question for you, Justin. If a team was to average 20.4 points per game, would you want their running back? Would you want their running?
So you're looking at 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals, or 3 touchdowns with miss.
Yeah. So if the Miami Dolphins, for example, average 20.4 fantasy points, real NFL points per game, would you want the running back? I'm asking this question. Okay.
I want to know how many points they're getting scored on. Like, what's their points against average?
That matter? Well, I guess that would matter.
It does
too.
matter.
Okay.
Because if they're only allowing 18 points a game, then we're looking at a solid game. But if they're allowing 48 points a game, then they're probably not running the ball, aka the Baltimore Ravens and Derrick Henry. They're not letting him run the ball if they're down. So
I'm glad you said that. I'm really, really glad you said that, because you just made my point for me. Well, I'm talking about Devon Achane, because last year, everyone's talking about in 2026, the Dolphins are projected to win 3 to 4 games. They have Malik Willis. They haven't made any improvements. Their offense have gone down the drain. Well, I'm here to say, everybody, it's actually on par to what it was last season. And last season, they averaged 20.4 points per game, and Devon Achane was still able to be a top, and I mean top running back for you. He finished running back 5, averaging 20.2 fantasy points per game. Now, I know the big whole thing of this whole week so far was, Achane might get 50 touches in a game. I believe that was stated on a podcast or some kind of radio show, and people are losing their minds about Devon Achane and his projections to get 50 to 40 carries. And what if it's 3rd and 15? And what are we going to do? Are they going to? Yes, actually, if it's 3rd and 15, yes, he will be on the field. And yes, he will catch the ball. So your, comparison to Derrick Henry and Achane has been thrown out the window, because when Baltimore is down, they don't lean on Henry in the passing game. But when someone like Devon Achane is down, like the Miami Dolphins are projected to be, he's projected to get the pass catching roles and be on there on 3rd downs. Last season, he played 16 games on a very bad team that did not have Tyreek Hill. Tua was as bad as he could ever be. They started Quinn Ewers, for example. I think Zach Wilson played 4 games. So therefore, you're telling me the situation from the Miami Dolphins in 2025 to 2026 got worse? It did. But how much worse did it get? Are we talking they were top of the line, had 10 wins last season, and all of a sudden they're going to get 4? No. The actual decline from the Miami Dolphins isn't as bad as you guys think. Now, I'm glad someone brought up Genty in the draft, or in the comments. Can someone tell me who scored more points per game, the Las Vegas Raiders or the Miami Dolphins? I can tell you who it was. Miami Dolphins scored more points per game last year, and Ashton Genty finished as a top 12 running back. This lazy analysis from everybody out there stating that Achane's not going to be good because the Dolphins are going to be bad is the laziest thing I've heard all off season. And I'm hearing it every single day of my life. I just don't understand it. Achane is still a playmaker. He's the best playmaker on that team. Last year, he averaged 5.7 yards per carry, not per touch, per carry. He had 56 first downs, right? I don't understand why people are discounting or degrading Mr. Devon Achane because he's on a bad team. He's in line for 60 to 65 to maybe 70 receptions this year. I would definitely see him around that 1,200 yard range. He had 1,300 last year. on a bad team. See the trend here? It's just he's going to have all the volume. He has no true competition. No true competition. How many other backs can you say has all of the work? Genty, Achan. I mean, I'm struggling to find the other ones. CMC. I'm struggling to find the other ones. Jonathan Taylor. So you guys get my point here, right? Now, if you want to fade Achan for X, Y, and Z and other reasons, that's okay. But just to say he's on a bad team is the most laziest thing I've heard all offseason, and you all should be ashamed of yourselves. So Devon Achan is a guy from me who I'm drafting in the first round if I can. I don't have to. I'm following ADP, but I'm definitely wrapping around and taking him in the second round, and I'm laughing my way to the bank. I really am. So Devon Achan for me, that's one of my guys. Can't go wrong with Achan.
Achan makes a lot of sense because similar to what CMC last year is, who else is on that offense? Parker Washington. Like Parker Washington's really going to be the wide receiver 1. No, Achan is going to be the wide receiver 1, running back 1, might even be QB 1. We don't know.
Parker Washington plays for the Jaguars.
Not Parker Washington. Exactly. Who is wide receiver 1 for the Miami Dolphins? Like
some guy named Cyrus or something. I don't know.
Exactly. So exactly my point is that there's nobody. They have zero. They traded everybody away. They got rid of everyone.
It's just
somebody has to be the one.
If he was only a running back and they couldn't catch the ball and it wasn't dynamic in open space, I'd probably be fading him. But there's a reason why I'm not. So all right.
Totally
do you want to go read? Do you want to read a couple of our staffs, my guys, or do you want to go back into yours and do theirs at the end?
Yeah, go with a couple.
All right, so Brian Miracle, you know him here. You've seen him here. He's a big Miami Dolphins fan, as you guys know. He's also choosing Achan as one of his my guys. He says he will finish running back 1 in any PPR league. He's their running back 1 and wide receiver 1. Hell, he's their whole offense. And his other guy is Emeka Mbuka. He says we'll make the leap much like JSN, but probably not quite to his level, but will be a clear wide receiver 1. And won't fade away this time. So
hopefully his injury in practice didn't alter that.
Yeah, it's okay. Do you want me to give someone else's?
Sure, we can go one more and then we can move on.
All right. Newest, I'm gonna go Brian Rockwood because Brian's our dog. You can catch him with Tim doing the best ball drafts. He's choosing Tyler Shuck as one of his my guys. He wrote, I don't think last season was a mirage. I think the Saints offense can really hum. And it starts with Shuck. Subtle running upside. Subtle is a word that I can't pronounce. And he also chooses Parker Washington. It's simply my bet to break out for a super crowded Jags room. That's a lot of people like Parker Washington and Tyler Shuck. What do you think about those picks, Justin?
Certainly interesting. Not anybody I'm drafting in the top 14 rounds, 15 rounds. Like if I'm drafting them, it's so sad that Parker Washington is wide receiver 1 for the Jaguars on a team that has Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, like
Jacoby Myers is still there too.
Huh?
Jacoby Myers is still there, I think, right?
True. Jacoby Myers also just signed with the Jaguars, and we still are Parker Washington.
Hey, I trust in Brian Rockwood, but I'm not going to be all in on Washington, but I do want some shares.
Brian Rockwood also just drafted a 4th string quarterback for the Browns for a best ball league. So,
Shedeur Sanders.
Craig, who are you talking about in a standard league? Is that Achan? Because if it is,
I wouldn't take Achan in a standard league that high. No,
not that high.
PPR, yes,
100% PPR. So my next guy, or do you want to go with your next guy? We all know who it is.
We all know who it is. There's no point. I didn't say his name, but go ahead. You go first.
It's the thumbnail. So my next guy is somebody that I think a lot of people are fading this year. He's on a new team, and a lot of people think he is a basket case. But he did finish as wide receiver 11 last year, only playing 15 games. The previous season, he was wide receiver 20, only on 13 games, which is obviously not a full season. And he still finished as a starting wide receiver in fantasy football. Now we're pairing him up with Drake May and the New England Patriots. I'm going with A.J. Brown, probably the first time I've ever said this again. AJ Brown is somebody that I'm going to look at drafting this year. Currently, his ADP is at 19.7, which puts you at the 207 mark. He's being drafted as wide receiver 8. So obviously in superflex leagues, he's probably lower because people are going with quarterbacks more regularly in the first 2 rounds. But in a 1 quarterback league, the second round you can get him. Superflex probably 3rd or 4th round, to be honest. A lot of people are fading him. We'll see what happens with the preseason game tonight. He does play against the Indianapolis Colts. So it'll be his first appearance at home in Gillette Stadium. But the guy is a stud. That's the thing. And the New England Patriots had, again, who was there before? Now they actually get a stud wide receiver to go pair back up with Mike Vrabel, who is who he was with when he was in Tennessee. Mike Vrabel did not want to trade AJ Brown, was absolutely sick. So it'll be really good to see AJ Brown be paired up with Drake May, who does like to actually pass the ball. Whereas, Jalen Hurts will run the ball, or they'll hand it off to Saquon. They've got targets all over the place. So I feel a lot more confident with AJ Brown this year on the New England Patriots than I did the last 2 years in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's pretty strong. I don't blame you for that. And a cheap shot at Jalen Hurts. He just wins Super Bowls and wins playoff games. Like, I don't know why the hate was there, but it's okay. Understood. A lot of people don't like one of the greatest quarterbacks in our generation, Jalen Hurts. He is, but I love that. I love AJ Brown, but it doesn't line up with my Drake May fade. So I don't know. I don't know how that's going to go. Because I do want AJ Brown on a lot of my fantasy football teams. We have John is a Rowmaker. I'm the worst at names and they're going to hate me, but it's Rowmaker. He's going to say, I want Colston Loveland as my guy. His usage and versatility mimics what Ben Johnson had with Laporta. Only better. Bears hype with Odunze and Burden. I don't like it. Burden. Set him as a 3rd option. Oh, and go blue. I think that's a college thing. I don't watch semi-pro football. Jahmyr Gibbs is his other guy. We'll finish his running back 1 over Bijan. Lions better offense, dual threat, rushing and receiving, enough competition behind him. I mean, picking the ADP number 1 guy, I don't hate it, John. I don't hate it at all. I should have thought of that. Should have thought of that. And then one more, our newest addition, Matthew Wiggins. If you haven't met him yet, guys, you will. Super bright dude. He's choosing Romeo Doubs as his guy, while overshadowed by the signing of AJ Brown. There has been rumors of Doubs getting the ever so famous slot role in Josh McDaniels' offense, which made him an all-star. Just like Julian Edelman, Welker, and so on. Not to mention AJ Brown has a bad knee in an upcoming Patriot offense. So he likes Doubs. You hate Doubs.
I think Doubs could be a good slot receiver. He's going to New England, which will give him the chance to be like a Wes Welker type.
Yeah, we love Mike Evans over here, Craig. I would have picked Mike Evans if I didn't pick my next guy. But one more for Matthew. He picked one of my dogs, one of my guys. I'm glad somebody chose Stephon Diggs. I've been screaming when Stephon Diggs got signed by Washington. I didn't have to move my rankings. I already had him ranked. I knew he was going to be signed and be productive. I don't know why you guys took so long. But Stephon Diggs, although he came off of major injury, he still happened to break the 1,000-yard and limited usage last year. And the best time to buy is the year after. Yes, my dog, Stephon Diggs. I'm going to like this Matthew guy. I really am. All right. Are we ready? I won't go long because you guys already know who it is. Let me get ready for it. Let me shrink my snow. No, we're not going full. I don't want full because my camera situation. Kyler Murray has been criminally underdrafted and slandered all offseason by everyone not named Josh Kimmel. Everyone. I didn't understand it. Now you guys are starting to understand where I'm coming from. His ADP never once reflected his actual fantasy output if he got the starter role. He was never going to not be the starter. Never. Year after year, Kyler Murray is drafted like a fringe quarterback too, but whenever he's healthy, he gives you top 5 to 7 numbers every single year. Always top 10, always consistent, always there. Why? Rushing upside, explosiveness, and mainly because he was the only weapon on that Arizona Cardinals offense. The only person he really had was DeAndre Hopkins back in 2020. We talked about this. Despite all of his terrible receiving cores of Rondell Moores and all the other jabronis that came through Arizona, he was still a top 10 quarterback throughout it all. Throughout it all the offensive coaches, all the bad offensive linemen, all the bad defenses, all the offensive coordinators, did I say that? All the head coaches, did I say that? All of it. And he always overcame it and gave you fantasy football production. And now he goes to a real NFL team with a real offensive lineman, with a real head coach, with a real defense, with real weapons. And now you guys want to have him ADP quarterback 17. Someone make sense of this. I've been screaming in this microphone all summer long about this. And then now he's named starter, and all the Johnny come latelys and everybody saying he's got top five upside. Where have you been? What have you not seen? What have I been missing? I don't understand this. I truly don't understand this. But I'm glad that you guys all came around. And I'm really upset now that I have to draft him at his actual cost rather than his discount cost, because all you bros want to hype him up now. Oh, I'm so mad about it. But you know what? I'll still pay for him. Matter of fact, go check my Scott Fishbowl. Drafted him first round a long time ago, back in July, homie. So I'm getting too passionate. I gotta reel it in. But I'm so happy people are finally talking about my king, because my king and Justin Jefferson are going to set this world on fire. Matter of fact, my guys are the Minnesota Vikings. My guys are Kyler Murray, Justin Jefferson. I am so hyped for this. Yet his ADP is still going to be outside the top 10, because you will have those people that are scared and think that JJ McCarthy is still decent. But I'm telling you right now, he's going to be the greatest value in anyone's league. He's going to win you so many championships. And Kyler Murray, for the win in Kevin O'Connell's quarterback-friendly scheme. I didn't even go over the quarterbacks he made famous, which I've done that in previous shows. But he's going to make Kyler Murray even more famous. I'm just, can you see the happiness in my face? I'm just so alive right now in this moment that we're still talking Kyler Murray in 2026. He was released from the prison. The chains have been broken from Arizona. Greener pastures in Minnesota. QB1. I'm still here for it. That's my bold prediction. QB1. I've been saying it since how long? Day one. Acknowledge me.
Yeah, so you've been talking about it for a while. On a team that Kevin O'Connell's still the head coach on, a team that still has Justin Jefferson to catch footballs. Josh Dobbs became a all-star player for the Minnesota Vikings. So if Josh Dobbs can do it, Kyler Murray obviously can. He's better, right? Carson Wentz was a MVP level quarterback in Philadelphia, but oh wait, never mind. We don't talk about Carson Wentz. So it's a mixed bag. I lean like you towards he should be good this year. He should finish in the top 15.
What do you think about Chris Bell and Denzel Boston for
I was gonna pull
Adams' fantasy team?
Chris Bell being, who are these people?
You don't know Chris Bell? Ooh, should I educate you on the Miami Dolphins' #1 wide receiver, Chris Bell? Dude, are you serious right now? 6'2", 220 pounds, right?
No.
This dude is going to be the workhorse from the Miami Dolphins, but I wouldn't expect too much from him, especially with Malik Willis throwing him the football. Malik Willis is over-under for touchdowns.
Pup.
Yeah, and of course. And then, of course, Malik Willis is over-under for touchdowns is 15.5. I think he's going to beat that, but Vegas is never wrong. The odds makers are hardly wrong. So I'm not looking at the Miami Dolphins pass catchers. As far as Denzel Boston, these are all late round flyers. So like you can get them. You should be drafting these guys at your very, very last picks. And if they don't hit, toss them out. Like, what are we doing? So
it's in Dynasty, so that's a lot better to hold on to them a little bit.
Then.
Yeah, still we'll see. There's always the wide receivers that make a lot of hype, and we're like everybody's going after them, and they do absolutely nothing. Jalen Polk just retired from the NFL, and he's 24 years old, and he was supposed to be a great wide receiver as well. I feel a little bit better about Deshaun Stribling with the 49ers because eventually he's going to have to play. Like they're all going to get hurt. They're all.
I'm a Dolphins sympathizer, Adam, so I'm all in on Chris Bell. I'm all in. If I can get Chris Bell in my dynasty teams, man.
To answer this question, Craig. Yeah. So this week we're on Thursday because of was I the problem yesterday, or was it you the problem?
You were the problem.
Okay. Yeah, I had something going on yesterday. Life. But we should be on Wednesdays every day, noon. But this is a good segue into our schedule for the upcoming season. Monday, Josh will be on live on air again every Monday morning to recap the previous week with Josh. It'll be the Josh and Josh show. Tuesdays, waiver wire with Charlene and I. We will be back Tuesdays at noon. Wednesdays at noon, Josh and Justin again with our showdown for our Start Sit Showdown show. Thursdays, we will have our weekly rankings show. That will not be live, so they can give you the good content. But that ranking show will be on Thursdays. And then on Sundays, we will have our last minute Start Sit show with John Roadmaker and a variety of guests. I think actually Brian Miracle will be on that show. Oh, and Fridays, we'll have IDP. So we'll still have a lot of shows. We're taking Saturdays off this year. But that's a big buck. But we will have a Dynasty channel this year that we're going to focus on Dynasty content solely. So if you want Dynasty content, you can subscribe to that on our channel, FantasyNow Plus Dynasty on YouTube.
Good name.
And then we will continue our best ball DFS shows on Get Tilted. And all of those links can be found on YouTube.
That is right. Let me wrap up these last people's my guys. So we got to get the whole staff in here. They put them in there, and some of these didn't give a blurb, so it's okay. Charlene, she's choosing Javonte Williams and Jalen Waddle as her two my guys for the season. You can catch Charlene on the waiver show. Will chose Trevor Lawrence, his second year with Liam Cohen. Gonna love that. And Brock Bowers, he loves his ADP. He said. So Brock Bowers, because of his cost this year, I think the cheapest you'll ever get Brock Bowers, probably. Sean Evans, our homie, Sean at Guilt Tilted. He's choosing Brock Purdy, addition of Mike Evans, Big Mike. Happy 813 day. NCMC, hate to say it, Debo and most likely Stribling. Purdy can be put up MVP like numbers. And he also likes the Sun God, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I just have a feeling the Lions can actually have a threatening offense this year. And ARSB, Sun God, goes off and could be a top 3 wide receiver. Will be tough, though, because JJ, Chase, JSN, and Puka. But yeah. I've got a couple more to get through, and then we could wrap this sucker up. I think only one more to get through. Two. The two smartest people on the channel. We'll start with the first smartest, Tim Holstad. Waddle, still elite in his prime, clear one, high volume passing offense. Cheap for this profile. Yeah, I agree. If he can stay on the field. And he loves Fannin. Is the third best tight end in the league to me. Great after catch. Yes, it's Cleveland, but he is the number 1 target for a team that will basically always be trailing. And he's very, very cheap in redraft and best ball. I agree with all of that. And then Topher, our teacher. He's a teacher. That's why he's smart, Justin. Jaden Higgins. I see Higgins as the team's wide receiver 2. Camp reports are hot for him. And the videos prove why. Sexy. Last season, he scored within 10 points. I don't know what this word means, Topher, but really close to Watson, Brian Thomas Jr., Marvin Harrison Jr., and Burden, who are ADP 45 and 69. Haha, nice. On Underdog, ADPs for Higgins is 121. He has a top 24 wide receiver potential while being drafted to not be on a starting roster. And Bo Nix. He's been a top 7 quarterback both of his NFL seasons and is being drafted at quarterback 15. He was 69 yards. Nice again. From 4,000 Topher. From a 4,000 passing yard season without newly acquired star Jalen Waddle and a rookie running back Jonah Coleman. The Broncos only added assets for Knicks, not losing any along the way. He will also continue to run, something he has done 175 times for 786 yards. Wow, and 9 touchdowns in his first 2 seasons. While his ankle is something to consider, he's going to be the late round quarterback you want after Kyler. I added the after Kyler.
Did you get Charlene and Wills?
Yeah, Charlene said
Waddle
and
Okay.
Williams, and Will said Trevor
Tuned you out,
Lawrence.
man.
What?
What?
Huh?
What?
Who?
Huh?
Where? I'm going to be live on a show tonight on YouTube with homie Greg Kellogg. 7:00. I'm not sure when or I'm not sure where you can find me, but I'm going to post it on the Twitters. I'm back on Twitter, man. Yeah, I'm back. Like, not officially. I'm not arguing with people. I'm not looking at their takes and going, that's a dumb take. I'm going to argue with you. I have more things to do in my life, but I am on there and you can contact me there. So hit me up. I quit the Blue Sky. It's toxic. It's the worst place on earth, honestly. So I quit that place because of people. They suck. And I'm on Twitter. So find me, Josh Kimmel OUS. I will interact with you. It's nice to see familiar faces again. With that being said, Justin, where can we find you?
Hardly anywhere. Here on
Exactly.
YouTube. I just don't post anymore. My life is a lot better not posting about random things. So.
Another thing Justin copied from Josh Kimmel. But hey, we heard Justin, you love Achan now. You love Kyler now. Everything I love.
I don't love Kyler. Don't pair me with that. I don't roster Kyler anywhere. I do roster Achan in 3 leagues this year, but I don't roster Kyler anywhere.
That's your loss, my friend. But this has been a fun show. It really has. Thank you for everybody that's been watching throughout the day. We will go back to our regular schedules next Wednesday. Look out for Monday. Josh and Josh might be live because preseason starts tonight. You plan on watching preseason?
Maybe.
It's a trap. Don't do it, people. It's a waste of your time. All right, guys. We're out of here. See you next time.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.